Hello and welcome to an updated version of my Skaven Undercity guide. So what I'm going to be looking at today is the two different types of Undercities I use. There are a bunch of different ways that you can use them, but these are what I find most effective in terms of value and space when you're talking about different settlements. So the first one I'm going to talk about is my Sac City. Here I'm using Tabaro as a Sac City. It makes for a great Undercity because they're not going to discover it very easily since they're not really expanding. The first thing I did was get the scavenger raiders. This helps generate food, which is so important. Next, I went for the second tier, scavenger horde, to get even more food. Once money and income is a little bit better, you can get deeper tunnels to reduce the discoverability and add these additional things. So here, I added campaign movement range and additional Skaven corruption to the adjacent provinces. This is just a little something that helps this sacking lord move around this territory. Here, this building also gives replenishment and menace below. That means that this lord, who is just sitting here sacking to level up so that he can get to ravenous expansion for the extra growth and income from settlement buildings, these buildings right here will allow him to more easily beat the armies here, even when he's very weak. So this is a really good sack city. We can keep replenishing our units every turn, and you can also do this with the Grey Seer Lords until you can get Envoy of the Council for better relations with Skaven. So this is the Undercity that I keep under my Sac City. It's really quite efficient, it doesn't cost us any upkeep whatsoever, and it is generating food for us, as well as providing bonuses to my army that's sitting here sacking. Now let's take a look at the second type of Undercity I have. I keep it over here in Marienburg. So I usually set this up with the Warlock Engineer from the Scheme of Doom. So we've got the unique Warlock Laboratory, which is really great to keep. And then I get this, the Raiding Camp. It provides income and food, and it doesn't have negatives other than the discoverability. So pair it with the deeper tunnels, and it's very hard to find, and it's giving us tons of income. If we take a look up here, our Under Empire income is 452. So that's just a positive. We have no negatives right now. If you wanted to make this a bit safer, you could also build the murder holes to reduce the discoverability a bit. It costs a bit of maintenance, but we are making up for it with the raiding camp. I just find this to be very effective because honestly, food is kind of more valuable than the income when it comes to Undercities, because food has a cap, whereas money doesn't. So you can save money endlessly, but you can't save food endlessly. And what's nice is being able to move on and build up settlements. So that's why I think food is so important. And these ones I would put under any other rich cities. So Marienburg is a good choice. We can't quite see it, but Karazakarak would be a good choice. Lothern is also a good choice once they start to make a bit more money. So these are the different ways that I use Skaven Undercities. There really are so many ways to do it, but this is what I find to be most effective in terms of upkeep costs and food costs, because we make so much more from taxes than we possibly could from our Under Empire, unless we were basically doing an Under Empire only campaign, which this wasn't. But that's going to be it for my updated guide to Undercities. If you like this and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. You know how YouTube works. Goodbye.